Just yesterday, capital markets reckoned on the incidence of domestic investment as an alternative revenue mobilization strategy to address the country's debt distress, default risk, and development shortfalls.
It should be easier to access, domestic capital. The question for us is that, is it? And internally, we ask ourselves those questions. When somebody comes to us to say they want to launch a fund or they want to register a fund, how easy and swift is it? So we're going on with internal reforms to make it as swift as possible to register fund managers, private equity funds. We realized that we never had the ability to register a fund. So as the reform, I was talking about the law changes, that's really going to help for registration of funds, the actual funds, especially if they're going to be raising capital domestically.
The electricity subsector has majorly been dominated by international player investments, for example in the generation and transmission lines by Eskom, Umeme for instance. The 2022 Electricity Amendment Act provided further avenue to attract investors in the electricity subsector and more revenue sources, such as royalty obligations for licensed generation players to local governments. Robust local investment in subsector is, however, yet to be realized. According to electricity regulatory authorities Edward Urura, government has availed a number of investment initiatives at various stages.
The estimated electricity need enshrined in the Vision 2040 is 3,500 megawatts. If you look at connectivity, grid connectivity, according to UBOS, is 19%. Although they say if you include solar, it goes to 54%. But what does it mean? That there is a lot to do. There's a lot of investment required in that space. And also, there is potential that we are growing economy in terms of industries, population, our consumer, net economy. So there is a lot of potential in this, and we believe that under generation there's still opportunities. Under transmission, now, initially, as we said, it was only government. Why? There are reasons why transmission was government. Because to attract the investors, you need to guarantee demand.
While ERA's funding requirement is 6 billion shillings, notably in the power transmission segment, there is a need for sustainable funding to improve service delivery, incorporating affordable and reliable electricity utilization. Alternative investment for the private sector is still being sought.
We have realized that the electricity supply industry, especially in Uganda, have to be supported by local content in terms of materials, in terms of labor, human resource, in terms of all the supplies, except for a few high-end materials and equipments which are not manufactured here. But also when we talk about local content, we have to ensure acceptability of those projects within the community where they are. So during our licensing regime at ERA, we ensure that one of the conditions we put there is to ensure there is local content. And local content we mean the people you are going to employ, the kind of community empowerment projects you are going to undertake to ensure that the Ugandans and the individuals surrounding the project are able to benefit.
According to Brian, a local investor in the energy sector who owns a power plant in Zombo district, sector performance is derived from addressing performance factors such as demand and investment and operational capital.
The US dollar, normally we're looking at dollar borrowing, and interest rates will be around 6% plus LIBOR. I think LIBOR has been scrapped, but whatever that reference will be used, 6% is the margin typically.
The energy sector remains one of the most sophisticated and promising investment areas, more so in light of the growing regional energy trade. Attracting local investment remains high on the sector agenda as efficiencies such as capital, expertise and technology transfer inhibit the process.